Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me here today for another pick a card reading. For anyone who might be new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Melissa, and today's topic that we're going to be reading on is going to be your next romantic relationship. So this reading is going to deep dive into the next romantic relationship that's headed your way as the energy stands right now. And we're also going to be getting some specific details about the person that you all will be connecting with in this relationship. I'm going to be using this really cool Who, What, Where deck so we can get some actual specific characteristics of your person, as well as we'll be reading into some tarot and oracle cards in this reading. So please keep in mind, you guys, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you're feeling drawn to view this video, there's likely a message that's here for you. And also just know that this is not set in stone for you. So as the energy stands right now, we're going to be picking up on the next romantic relationship heading your way, but things can always change. You all might view your reading and not really like the person that's coming your way. And the beauty of all this is that you have the free will to say no and not date this person if it's not what you want. So please just kind of look at this as something fun. We're just kind of exploring the next connection and who this person is. But just know that if and when this person crosses your path, you know, it's not the only option that's out there. It's just the next option that's out there. Okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our deck selection for today's reading. So starting on the left-hand side, we have deck number 1. This is the 90s Tarot. Deck number 2, the Starspinner Tarot. Deck number 3, the Light Seers Tarot. And deck number 4, the Wild Unknown. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Let's think about your next romantic relationship that's heading your way. Go ahead and select the deck or the crystal that you're feeling the most intuitively nudged to. So really try to select with your intuition rather than your eyes. And whenever you all have made your selection, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box below and click the timestamp that corresponds to your chosen deck. I will see you at your reading. Hey there, pile number 1. If you all selected the citrine with the 90s Tarot, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading all about your next romantic relationship. So we are going to be first going in with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. We'll get some tarot messages on camera. And stay till the end, you guys, because I'm going to be going in with these who, what, where cards so we can get some more specific detail about who this person is, what they look like, potentially where you might meet them, things like that. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to first dig into the relationship itself and what you need to know about the relationship, and then we're going to look into the person specifically, okay? So we start off here with Play Hard. We have Awakening. We have Pride and Ego. And we have Solitude. Ooh, this is interesting energy. Let's get a few tarot cards about this relationship, and then we will kind of see what comes through. So tell us, Spirit, a little bit more about this relationship for pile number 1 and what they need to know about the relationship, the next relationship headed their way for pile 1. Okay. So we have the 6 of Wands, interesting. We have the 3 of Wands, and we have the 6 of Cups, okay? Bottom deck energy, the Queen of Cups. All right, group 1. So what do you need to know about this relationship? There's definitely some themes that I'm seeing here for this connection, for sure. So starting off with the core messages here of this relationship, group 1, we have Play Hard and we have Awakening. These are sort of the key or core themes that I'm really seeing being significant in this connection, along with another theme around pride, ego, things like that, which we're going to dive deeper into that in a second. But the initial feeling that I'm getting from this relationship is that this is going to be a fun relationship. I feel like you and this person are going to really enjoy one another's company, and it's genuinely just going to like flow and be really enjoyable for you. Even just looking at some of the tarot cards that came out, like this Six of Wands is like, this is a really goofy character, just like goofing off and having fun. The Six of Cups is telling me this could be someone that you feel like really comfortable with, or maybe even someone that you've known from childhood. So it definitely feels like the both of you are going to really genuinely enjoy good times with one another here. And I feel like in this connection, there's something about this relationship that is going to be quite transformative for you, possibly for the person as well, because we have the message here of awakening. And I feel like this connection is going to awaken you to some aspect of yourself that you didn't really realize you had. And intuitively, I'm feeling like this awakening is centered around the themes of pride, attention, ego, which doesn't always mean bad things. So I'm going to explain that in a minute. But I also think it has to do with perhaps inner child or things around your childhood. So starting off over here, we've got pride and ego with this peacock energy. We also have the Six of Wands, which also speaks to that kind of same energy at times. So I feel like in this connection, one of the themes that you all are going to be uncovering is, I feel like both parties in this connection are really into like having attention. I feel like both parties in this connection are really flashy. Or if it's not both of you, it's one person in the connection. And for you, pile number one, if you're not somebody that identifies this way, maybe you're the person that's identifying more as like an introvert or liking solitude. This connection could be awakening you to the fact that you're drawn to people who have more of that outgoing personality, or you're drawn to people who have kind of this like more flashy presentation that they put out to the world, okay? This is also telling me like there's a theme for some of you around like status, around maybe like a person in this connection having a higher status in society, or having, you know, maybe a career where they're really in the spotlight, or they have a lot of attention on them, things like that. And so I think for me, when I'm looking at this feels like a pretty prominent theme because of the Six of Wands with the pride and ego coming through here. So it's like, even though you're having a great time with this person, this is a fun connection, I feel like both of you enjoy kind of like having one another on your arm. I feel like intuitively that this relationship, like the other aspect on the other side of the coin, the awakening is around realizing that the connection is based on these things, or that maybe right now, or when you meet the person, you're going to have this realization that like it's based on these more surface level things of having fun, having a good time, being flashy, you know, posting each other on social media, getting attention, things of that nature. But through some solitude and through some deep contemplation and really thinking about your future, I feel that you guys are going to come to this realization that maybe you're wanting something with a little bit more depth. Because when I'm looking at this solitude card here, you know, this figure is really gazing out at the water, and the water is dark, right? Like she's looking out at this beautiful water. It's very calm. It's very stable, and it's dark and deep. You can't really see to the bottom of it. And so I feel like this solitude card is representation of wanting a deeper connection, right? So whenever we meet new people and we date them, this doesn't mean this person has to be like your marriage partner, pile one, right? This could be a connection where you can, over time, eventually seek that depth that you're looking for in a person. Or it could just be one of those relationships that's just like a fun stepping stone along the way of life. You learn your lesson from it, you enjoy it, and you have fun, and then you may move on to someone better in the future. But I see like the big theme here is this connection is going to be a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy this person. But I do think that you are craving something deeper. Kind of the same energy here with that Three of Wands. When I think of this, I think of looking out toward the future. So even though, again, you're having a good time with this person, you like them, you enjoy them, you guys enjoy each other, there is this theme of like looking out into the future and asking the question of, would this be the person that I could see myself with at a longer distance in time? Or is this a person that's just more for fun and enjoyable energy right now? This person may also be someone that you guys just feel genuinely comfortable with, because of the Six of Cups here is making me think of childhood, nostalgia. This could be a person that you guys have known in the past already. Maybe you already have like an established connection with them. For some of you, a childhood friend, a childhood like romance, something like that, that's resurrecting itself for some of you. But if those messages don't resonate with this person, this just talks about comforts, right? So going back to this theme of like flashy individuals or flashy partners, it's like, you know, maybe this type of person that you are attracting in next into your life is something to do with your inner child, or something to do with a pattern of yours that stems from childhood of being attracted to someone like this. So what I want to do next, pile number one, is we're going to actually deep dive into the person that you're going to be connecting with. So I'm going to set these tarot cards back into the deck. We're going to set these cards off to the side, and I have a few more oracles. So we're going to specifically get some description of the person, just to add a little bit more insight into the dynamic here. So we have the child wounded. We have God. Okay. We have Eden, old and new order. We have Red Merlot, relationships. And we have patience. Interesting. I'm going to put this in the middle. Okay. So let's kind of get some qualities and characteristics of your person. I'm going to also shuffle tarot on camera, and then we'll get into the full vibe here. I definitely feel that this person may have a pretty big personality. Let's see. Tell us about the person that pile one will be connecting with Holy Spirit. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Yes. So you guys have, for this person, they're represented by the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Death card. And then we also have the Four of Pentacles, which flew out. So we do have Earth sign energy coming through for your person. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn could be this person's zodiac sign. Also with that message of patience here, I could see that being another connection to the Earth signs. We also have the Death card here, which would be Scorpio energy. So this person could be a Scorpio as well. So it's interesting because, you know, when we were picking up on the actual dynamics of this connection, there's a lot of kind of flashy behavior here. And I see some aspects of that within your person, but I definitely feel that this person has a duality to them as well, just like you likely do, pile number one. I think that both parties in this connection are probably seeking something with more depth and substance to it, but might be connecting just on that surface level at first connect, okay? And that's normal. Like, I think that it takes time, you know, to build a deeper connection with someone. So this person, they definitely are coming across as a person that's moving slow. Okay, so I definitely don't feel that this person is going to be the type of person that is going to like rush into this relationship. And I think that that makes a lot of sense with the play hard energy, because this is all about like having fun. You know what I mean? Knight of Pentacles, like this is very much about taking slow, just like practical steps toward a future. And the same thing with the Death card, right? Like the Death card talks about change. It talks about slow transition, inevitable change and transition. Okay. So even though this person I do feel is going to want to move forward with you, they're going to go about it in a slow manner. And I think that's further echoed here with the card of patience here in the center. I feel like this is part of this person's personality, is that they're very grounded and very patient person. Because that is also within that message of the Knight of Pentacles as well. I definitely think that this person, whenever you connect with them, is going through some sort of change or transformation in their life with the death card here. And for those of you that don't know, this card, this is from the 90s tarot, and this is from one of the like prequel Star Wars movies where it's like before Darth Vader transforms into Darth Vader, basically. Okay. So I'm not saying your person is transforming over to the dark side necessarily, but this is just representation of them going through a change or a transition in their life, or even a transition within self. I feel like when you guys meet this person, they're going through their own sort of awakening as well. Okay, like I feel like this connection is going to propel an awakening for both of you, but I definitely feel with this wounded child energy here that this person is going through an awakening. The wounded child talks about awakening compassion and desire to serve other wounded children opens the learning path of forgiveness. So I feel like this person may be going through some inner child work whenever you meet them. Maybe they're in therapy, or maybe they're just simply awakening to those things from the past that have triggered them or have caused them to behave in certain ways in the present, in their adult life, right? And I feel like because this is the energy that they're in, this is the reason why this person is moving slow. We also have the Four of Pentacles here. And so the Four of Pentacles in a relationship talks to me about like possessiveness at times, or not being ready to totally open up and be vulnerable. But if we look at this card here, this is from Friends, I think. And you can see like how he's kind of like clinging on to his person here. And so in connections, the way that this can sometimes manifest is that, you know, if one person isn't feeling totally secure with the other, they can sometimes have this little bit of like a possessive energy where they need to like know where the other person is all the time, know where they stand, things like that. So your person might come across as a little bit like possessive, but I don't necessarily get nefarious intentions over this, although it could be different for every person viewing this pile one. But I definitely feel that this person is going to want to feel secure with you. They're going to want to know and have that reassurance that they have you before they're going to like really fully move forward. And I also think that this Four of Pentacles speaks to this duality that we were speaking of in the connection just in general between like the flashy surface level kind of stuff and the depth, right? Like this person, when you first meet them, they may have a hard time fully opening up. They're protecting themselves. They've likely been hurt in the past, as many of us have, right? So you may expect them to come across as not totally open and like spilling all their tea and bearing all their emotions just yet, okay? I do feel that this person may also be spiritual with the God card coming up here. I feel like when you guys are connecting with this person, like they may be, as they're on this healing journey, kind of like looking to a higher power or higher source for support. So for some of them, it could be religion, it could be spirituality, it could be really anything. Take whatever resonates with you and your situation here. But it definitely feels that this person is looking to a higher power for support. The other like kind of shadow aspect that I'm seeing here, pile number one, because no one's going to be perfect, right? With the shadow attribute of the God card, this talks about using power to control. And sometimes that Four of Pentacles can come across as being a little bit controlling. So that could be the case for some of you. I would just be looking out for that. This could be something that they're kind of working through, like shadow work that they're going through, that transformation, right? Is sort of realizing that, you know, if this person is someone that's of a higher status, right? Like we talked about with that peacock here, they may know or have been able to in the past use that status that they have to be able to control romantic partners. And it's interesting because like we have the message here of Eden. This talks about old and new order. So when I think of old and new order, it's making me again think of change. It's making me think of transformation. So again, this person is, I feel, awakening to a lot of these shadow attributes of themselves when you guys connect. And they're wanting to establish a new order here. Red Merlot, relationships. I definitely feel that this person has love for you as well, pile number one, because both of these cards are like red and pink, which really make me think of love. Pink specifically has to do with the heart chakra, and the red has to do with the root chakra. So I definitely feel that this person is going to want to actually establish a solid foundation with you. And that's also echoed here through the pentacles, because the pentacles talk about that practical movement forward. But they are going to want to take things slow as they move through this, the personal changes that they're going through, and they're going to want to take it slow just due to the things maybe from the past, you know, the past previous hurt that they've experienced. And so I do feel when you guys connect, it's going to feel really fun. You're going to really enjoy this person. And again, it just may take a little bit of time for them to want to fully move into things. So let's go ahead and close it out with your who, what, where cards, pile number one. So what I'm going to be doing is shuffling these on camera just to see if we can get some little like clues about who this person might be. Take this with a grain of salt. A lot of people are going to be viewing this reading. So maybe one of these resonates with your person, maybe two or three, maybe all of them. You know, just be on the lookout here for things like this. So, okay, that's way too many. All right, so we're going to go with these that flew out. So we have, has personal pride for their collectibles. Okay, that pride and ego, that pride is coming out again. We have speaks with an accent. So I would take that as like an accent that's different from yours, because literally everybody on this planet has an accent. It just depends on where you live, right? But the fact that that's coming out, pile one, is making me think that it would be a distinct accent to you, different from yours. Is known to be sarcastic often. Okay, we like that. That can be fun. And has a tendency to be forgetful or late. Interesting. Maybe that's something they're trying to change. You know, typically with a Knight of Pentacles, like that's not really their thing. Usually they're pretty stable. But maybe your person is working on that. This person may also have a lot of feminine energies around them. You know, I keep looking at, those are the golden girls, but maybe they have like grandmother figures or mother figures in their life that are really a stable fixture for them. Let's get one more for you, pile number one, and we'll close it out, okay? And we have comes from overseas. Interesting. So there's definitely a synchronicity here with like a physical distance or difference or an accent. So you guys may be from different cultural backgrounds as well. All right, pile one. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed. Please drop me a comment below and let me know what you think. Thank you all for taking the time to view this reading today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Hey there, group two. If you all selected the Rose Quartz Hearts alongside the Starspinner Tarot, let's go ahead and get into your reading about your next relationship. So what we're going to be doing here, pile two, is I'm going to start off by going into the connection itself and just like the overall themes that you're going to experience with this person, what you need to know. And then we're going to deep dive into the second half of the reading into like the specifics about your person. I'm going to go in with these who, what, where cards at the end to get some specific details, some descriptives about the person. So please stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and kick it off. Let's get started here. All right, so we're going to kick it off, like I said, by seeing kind of like what you need to know about the connection in general. So for you guys, we have the message of new love. We have time apart. We have numbing and contemplation. Okay. Let's get some tarot cards here for you. So what does pile one need to know about this connection? Who is the next? What is the next romantic relationship headed their way for pile number two? Clarify these messages for us here, please. One more. Let's go ahead and see. Pile two. What do they need to know about this next connection, this next romantic relationship coming their way? Okay, so we have the King of Cups. We have the Devil card and the Three of Pentacles. Bottom deck energy of Temperance. So this is like a divinely guided connection. I feel like this connection is going to require some patience. And I'm sorry if you guys don't want to hear this. If you were looking for someone new, for a lot of you, I kind of feel like this is somebody that you already know or that you've already connected with before, because there's definitely this feeling of familiarity with some of these cards here. Like this doesn't feel, even though we have new love, it doesn't necessarily feel like a new person. But for some of you, this could be a new person, but you may be dealing with familiar energy that you've dealt with in the past, okay? So for zodiac signs, we do have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Capricorn here on the board. Taurus, Virgo as well. So this person could be a water sign or an earth sign. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but just is potentially that. I feel like the reason why I feel like this is someone you all may already be familiar with, pile 2, is because of the messages of time apart, contemplation, and numbing that we have here. I feel like this person, this relationship has been established before. And I feel like both people in this connection are wanting the connection to work. I feel like you're wanting it to go the distance. There is this willingness to collaborate and like work together with the 3 of coins to kind of get things on track or get things back on track. But I feel like before this can happen, both people are needing clarity around what they truly want in this relationship or how they want to go about it specifically, okay? The message of contemplation with the way that this figure is looking out over the clouds is telling me that there's a need here to really see above some confusion. There's a need here to see beyond some storms that maybe have occurred in this relationship or some anxieties or fears, right? And so I do feel that this relationship, you guys may already even be aware of like the relationship and who this is that I'm talking about. We're going to see, but it feels like there's a lot of like need to sort of decide here, like either how we're going to go about this or if we're going to go about this and recommit to a new connection or a new energy in this connection. I do feel that there is someone in this relationship that may not be totally like awakened to their emotions with that message of numbing, or someone in this connection is maybe just still feeling really hurt about whatever went on in the past. With that King of Cups being here, which is all about emotion and being in control of emotions, it's interesting too because I do feel like there's someone or maybe both parties in this connection have sort of like shut off their emotions in a way as a protection mode. Because the King of Cups, even though this is someone who is very much like emotionally mature, in control of emotions, they can also come across as very stoic. They can control their emotions so well that you may not even really be able to clearly read how they feel. So that could be where that numbing energy is coming from as well. But the other message I'm picking up on here for you, group 2, if this is not an existing person that you already are aware of, that this is about recommitment, I do feel for a few of you, this could be almost like a relationship that's new, that's helping you get over an old relationship in a way. Because with that message of numbing with new love right next to it, that's just something else that I'm kind of picking up on for some of you out there, that maybe this is about like moving forward or trying to move on from someone else that like really hurt you. So that's just for a select few. We have the Devil here. So the Devil talks about, an unhealthy pattern in a connection or just an energy of a low vibration that's bringing you down. So that makes a lot of sense, again, with like that time apart energy and that contemplation, because, even though the Devil isn't always the most high vibe energy, it still means that there's a connection. There's a cord here between the both of you where you're still wanting to be attached to one another. The Devil card talks about like addictions in relationships, being addicted to love, addicted to attention. This could talk about one or both parties being involved in like addictive substances and things like that. Doesn't have to necessarily be numbing is there. So that's kind of interesting. That could be a thing for some of you viewing this pile number 2. But there is this willingness to like see above whatever that was. This could even just be a toxic pattern that the both of you have been through. In this relationship, perhaps around emotional availability or just emotions in general, right? So there is this willingness that like you want to work on it. You want to work together with that 3 of coins there, like teamwork is something that I feel is mutual here that you want, but it just may take a little bit of time to sort of allow both parties to get the clarity that they need before it can come together in a harmonious way. Okay. So now we're going to set these to the side and I'm going to get into who this person is. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to put these off here. We have some other oracles that I shuffled off camera. We're going to make some space here. So who is this person? So we have the message of femme fatale. Oops. We also have the prince energy. We have echinacea, inner strength and immunity. We have memory, impressions. This is someone y'all already have been with. It just keeps coming up. And then we also have fall. Interesting, the autumn. This is beautiful. I love that card. Okay. Let's go ahead and channel some additional tarot messages so we can just try to pick up on this person's qualities and characteristics here. So who is this person that pile 2 is connecting with? Their next romantic relationship. Who is this partner that they will be connected with in the future here? Let's go ahead and get some clarifiers here for pile 2. Ooh, so we have the Death card. Okay. The King of Swords. And the Knight of Coins. Bottom deck energy is the Fool. Yeah, there's definitely a desire for a new beginning here, pile number 2. And even though like some of those energies we were talking about might seem kind of like a downer for you, I'm not seeing a lot of too much negativity with this person. You know what I mean? So with the message of the fall being at the center here, this is giving me really positive vibes, pile number 2, because when I think of fall or autumn time frame, this is when things are changing. This is when things are transforming or transitioning, right? We're transitioning from fall into the winter. Things are cooling off, right? And I feel like if this has been a connection where, there's been some, we had like that devil energy coming through, maybe there's been some storms that the two of you have been going through as a couple, I see this as a positive change into like a more calm time period in this connection. Fall is about change, right? And the Death card here is also speaking to change and transformation. So I definitely feel like this person is wanting change. And it's kind of interesting too, because pile number 1 also got the Death card as it pertains to their person. So your person could also be Scorpio. We've got air sign energy here. We have earth signs here again. So we had pretty much every astrological sign come through between this set and the last set we did. But I definitely see this person as wanting to transition into a new energy with you, with the Death card here and the energy of fall being here. The time period of fall or autumn could be of significance for you guys too in this connection. We're not really channeling specific time frames here, but that is coming through for you as a possibility. So this person with the King of Swords is definitely coming across as very, like I feel as though there is this want or need to have like more structure implemented in this connection, more planning with the Knight of Coins. I think moving a little bit more slow, moving a little bit more strategically in this relationship. Maybe this person is the one that is the numbing person, because there's not a lot of emotion that's coming through in terms of like how their personality is being described. They're coming across as being more thinking things through, more logically, and trying to plan practically. So there is the desire for change and transformation, but I do feel that it's going to be maybe a bit slow in a way. Or at least this is just the way they're coming across as their personality, if that's not the case. You guys may have a baby with this person too, or maybe they want a baby. But the baby is also just resembling wanting a new beginning, giving birth to something new within this relationship. There's definitely love here that this person has for you, pile number 2, because the echinacea, inner strength and immunity, this is heart chakra energy. And I feel that this person is when I think of inner strength and immunity, I feel like they are moving through a healing process right now, which is also why, you know, we saw this contemplation energy, the time apart. So whenever you guys are kind of like reconnecting with this person, this is going to be about, you know, they're moving through this healing process, wanting the connection to move through a healing process. You may feel like this person is like medicine to you in a way, like they just have a very nurturing, healing energy about them. Or this could be the other way around, the way that they see you. But the memory card with impressions is like this person, it's like the memories of this connection are impressed upon them, right? Like this is definitely a relationship or a person that you guys have a history with, which makes a lot of sense with, where did it go? We had another card that was making me think of that. But, you know, like even just in general, when we were looking at these cards, this was making me feel like this was an existing person that you guys already had this connection with. So we have a couple of other interesting archetypes coming through for this person, pile 2. So the Prince card, this is about using romantic charm. So I definitely feel that this person is going to come forward and want to be like romantic with you, but they may not be totally feeling it in their heart just yet because they're moving through a healing process. I feel like the romantic planning and things like that are coming from the space of like the logical side of their brain of like, okay, I know I need to do this to set this connection up for success, right? Makes sense again too with like that numbing energy that we were seeing, because the King of Swords is not necessarily the most heartfelt person. This is going to be someone that's more logical in the way that they're moving. We also have the Femme Fatale here. So this says, highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. We also have here inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. So this person may, like, if you guys identify more as the feminine in this connection, this person may, like, make you feel, like, again, with that echinacea, like, really good. Like, you can really open yourself up to them. You feel comfortable in their presence. Like, they just pull that loving energy out of you, if that makes sense. But I also think that this person could maybe be dealing with some shadow attributes within their personality as well. They might be into, like, you know, we have the Knight of Pentacles here. I'm not overly getting that here, but this could be someone that's really too focused on some of the other things listed here at times. Like maybe that was an issue in the past. We did have the Devil card before, right? So that could definitely represent, you know, inappropriate or unhealthy use of sensuality or money or power and things of that nature. So that could still be something that this person is moving through whenever you guys reconnect. So let's go ahead. I want to see for you, pile number 2, some more descriptive messages about who this person is. So take these for fun, like with a grain of salt, because there's going to be a lot of people that view this. So not every single one may resonate with you. Maybe you're going to have 1 or 2 of these that feel like they resonate with you. Maybe you'll have all of them that resonate, you know, who knows. But let's just go ahead and see. I'm going to shuffle a few of these on camera for you so we can find out a little bit more clues about who this person could be. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Pile 2, who is this person they're connecting with? This one wants to come out. Ah, interesting. Your paths will cross when a holiday is in season. It might be in the fall. Maybe it's around Halloween that this connection is going to kind of reignite for you, pile 2. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Okay. We have wears more than 2 rings frequently. So they like their accoutrements. We have has dreams about you. So they still feel really connected with you, even though you guys are not separate and in union right now. Already knows who you are, you see? This person knows who you are. Like I keep saying, this feels like someone that you guys have a connection with already. We also has an odd numbered birth year. That's a very interesting and specific energy. So we're going to go ahead and close it out there for you, pile number 2, but definitely drop me a comment and let me know, like, who is this person? What do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. If y'all made it till the end, thank you so much for taking the time to view this reading, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey there, pile number 3. If you all selected this blue Chalcedony crystal and the Light Seers Tarot, this will be a reading about your next romantic relationship heading your way. So what I'm going to be doing first is we're going to dive into the connection itself and just look at any common themes that you all may want to know about there. Then for the second half of your reading, I am going to be getting some details, specific details about the person that you're connecting with. And at the end, we're going to go in with these who, what, where cards just to kind of see if we can get some like specific descriptors about who they are. So make sure you guys stay and hang with me till the end for that. So let's start off with these oracles. So for pile 3, we have the message of soulmates and abundance. We love to see that. We have the answer is no. Okay, that's interesting. And we have fresh start. Okay, lots of earth energy coming through here, which is kind of weird. Well, not weird, but weird because they're like opposite messages here. But let's go ahead and see. Let's pull some tarot cards so we can get some more clarity around this connection. Oops. So what does pile 3 need to know about this relationship? What does pile 3 need to know about their next romantic relationship? What do they need to know? Clarify these messages, please, Spirit. All right, so we've got the Ace of Swords, the 3 of Swords, okay, and the 4 of Wands. Bottom deck energy is the 2 of Swords. Okay. So, pile 3, what does this all mean? So, I definitely feel this, without a doubt, this connection is a soulmate connection. So, this is somebody that, you know, is being guided onto your path for a specific reason, to teach you a specific lesson, okay? And I definitely don't see this being like a totally easy relationship the whole way around. In fact, I feel like you guys may initially reject this person or potentially date this person for a little while and break up and then maybe get back together for a reunion. It depends on your situation. It's going to be different for everyone watching this, right? But it definitely feels like with the energy of the Ace of Swords here, I kind of feel like this relationship or this person that's coming your way, it's like you may end up thinking about this person or seeing them from a perspective by which you've never seen them before. So maybe in the past when you've connected with this person or seen them, you've been like not interested or not really, you know, wanting to connect. But there's some sort of like light bulb that's going off for you about this relationship or during this relationship, whenever you get into it, that causes you to sort of realize something about this person or realize something about yourself that you've never really noticed before. I do feel, you know, with that 3 of Swords there, this could end up being a situation where this person, you know, hurts you in some way, or you guys hurt each other, or there's some sort of a heartbreak that happens within this relationship, which happens with soulmates, right? Like, again, a soulmate is just a term, you know, for someone that we have a connection with, right? And I see this person maybe helping you guys to realize your self-worth or helping you guys to realize your own source of abundance that's already flowing throughout you. But it almost feels like it's going to come back together again with the 4 of Wands. So it's like it's not necessarily going to be the easiest connection per se, but it feels like it has a lot of potential and a lot of abundance. But there's something about the way that you think about this person or the way that each of you think about each other or communicate with one another that I feel is of significance here. Okay? The 4 of Wands is really positive energy. Like this is very like approachable, open doors, celebratory, friendship, fun, weddings, all that stuff. So there is like that potential with this person to have like a foundation, a family, a wedding, things like that. This also talks about comfortability too. So like if this is someone that maybe you've said no to in the past, maybe this realization is about like, you know, realizing that you actually feel like more like at home with this person than you previously had thought. Also with this 2 of Swords coming through the bottom of the deck, pile 3, I feel like this is also about like having things in front of you that you're not even seeing. Like you're blind to it in a way. So maybe you've been aware of this person being in your presence for a while, but you just didn't want to see them yet. You weren't ready to see them yet, if that makes sense. Maybe each of you were going through your own heartbreaks or healing outside of this connection before it could come together. But there is this energy of fresh start being shown here. So there's a lot of potential for abundance to flow through this connection. There's a lot of potential for this connection to grow and blossom into something really fruitful. So let's see, I want to next transition into the person. So I'm going to push these guys off to the side for right now. And let's tap in and see like a little more details about who this person is specifically, okay? So we have guide. We have gossip. Maybe that's what that Three of Swords is about. We have dark night of the soul. Yep. Okay. We have dark apricot. We have La Luna, inner flow and cycle. Okay. Let's get some more cards here. What do we need to know? What does pile 3 need to know about this person that they're specifically connecting with? Oh my gosh. Flying out, and we're going to take them. It feels like we should. One more. Oh yeah. Wow. Okay. This person could be a fire sign, Leo, Sag, Aries at the bottom of the deck here, a very strong masculine coming through here at the bottom of the deck. But this person, you guys, I feel like they're definitely wounded. Now, remember what I said in the intro. This is just showing me the next potential relationship coming your way, so you guys don't have to receive them. But this is just what's coming through based off the current energy, okay? Let's see. This person, I feel like when you meet them, when you connect with them, they are moving through a healing process right now. And that's why I think that we had the answer is no initially with Fresh Start, because there is a lot of potential here. Like this is making me think of like an Ace of Pentacles. Like we have this seed that's been planted, but we've got to be able to and willing to water it and nurture it and allow it to grow. So there is a lot of potential for abundance here in this relationship. It's just that your person is moving through a time of heartbreak or moving through a dark space when you connect with them. For signs, we have a lot of air energy coming through here as well. So in addition to that fire sign energy, we also have air energy here. 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We also have Pisces energy here with the moon. We have the moon here as well. So that could be their sign or somewhere in their chart. But this person is like going through a dark night of the soul. And I feel like they are really anxious and protective over their heart space because of maybe having been hurt in the past. And maybe for some of you, if you already have known this person or connected with them, maybe this is like a familiar relationship, someone you guys already know. But if this is a new person for most of you, like they're probably going to come across as just a little bit hesitant or kind of overthinking things in a way. The moon card also talks about kind of like fears and anxieties. And so I feel like this person, it's almost like they don't really quite know the path forward, right? Like the moon, when I see this in like relationship cards, in like a relationship setting like this, pile number 3 is more about like not really seeing clearly where they want to go with you, but more so trying to flow and follow their intuition. And I feel like sometimes this has to do with like this person, just not having a clear vision in their head of maybe like what they want for a relationship in general. Like it's nothing to do with you. It's about them and their kind of fears and uncertainties that they're moving through. I also feel like this person could sort of like come to you as a source of like escapism in a way, because the moon card can talk about that as well, like where someone is like really fantasizing about the relationship a lot and has like this fantasy illusion in their head of what the connection is. It's like they do this to sort of guard themselves from having to like put their heart on the line for anything super realistic. But I definitely see with that moon card and La Luna here that this person is really just about going with the flow when you guys connect with them. And again, like the primary reasoning behind that is that this person is really anxious. They're overthinking everything because they just don't want to get their heart broken. They don't want to get hurt. So that's where some of it's coming from. If you guys connect with this person and they feel like really in and out or hot and cold, I feel like we kind of got that vibe here, right? This is why. It's because they're moving through some shadow work right now. I do feel that you guys are going to have a lot of fun together with this dark apricot energy. I think this person has like, they may have like a dark kind of shady sense of humor, like a twisted sense of humor in a way. And I feel like you guys may have fun with that. And again, like with the guide energy here, this says represents the nature of the divine in life and yourself. This person is spiritual, you know, so they could be spiritual, religious. I feel like this person is going through a period of time when you guys connect with them where they're really learning to trust themselves. They're really learning to trust in their own intuition, allowing their intuition to guide them. And with this owl energy coming here, I do feel that this person is acquiring wisdom, right? Or they may even present to you as being very wise as well. They may present to you as being very mystical or spiritual themselves in a way. But I also have a feeling like that this person, because they're moving through this dark night of the soul energy here, it's like they may have people around them that kind of bring them down as well. This person may not be totally like 100% solid emotionally by themselves. And so they are surrounding themselves with like what they think is their support system. And this gossip card is making me feel like there's people around who kind of get in their ear or maybe like tell them, no, you shouldn't do that. Maybe they're saying like, maybe they're telling them that they shouldn't date you, or like just kind of like that toxic friend vibe that I'm getting here. Like the friend that always has an opinion, or maybe for some it's like this toxic masculinity vibe, you know, where it's like, oh, you shouldn't date her, blah, 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 whatever. If that's the situation, I don't know. But that's the energy I'm getting from that, is that they have other people that are sort of influencing them. Friends, family, etc. But there is potential for this connection. I just kind of see this person as being, you know, they're just really going through it whenever you guys meet them. So you're probably going to have to exercise some patience here and just go with the flow. So let's go ahead and see, let's pull some of these who, what, where messages for you, because I want to see if we can get some like specific descriptors for you, pile 3. And like I said in the other groups, like take this with a grain of salt. You may have one of these that resonate with your specific person. You may have 2, maybe all of them resonate. But there's going to be a lot of people that have their eyes on this. So your person may not fit the description of every single one of these. Okay. But let's see, let's get some clues for you. Pile 3, who is this person? Oh, we had one fly out. So we've got has 3 siblings. We have speaks with an accent. So this would be like, to me, that's like an accent that would be different from you, or something that stands out to you as an accent. Because we all have accents, you know what I mean? Just depends on like where you live, how you distinguish it. Who is this person? Okay. So we have, likes to use their middle name. So maybe they go by their middle name or a nickname of some sort. Communicating their feelings comes easy for them. Okay, so I do see this person is coming across as being very expressive. Air energy here, likes to communicate. We have met you more than 1 year ago. So you know this person for some of you. This is already somebody that's at least been in your energy field. at some point, even if you've never had an actual relationship with them before. And then look at this. I have to show you guys this. Bottom deck, a fire sign, which came through with that King of Wands. So I know we had a lot of other signs that came through, but it definitely seems like Spirit is reaffirming this fire sign energy for a lot of you. So this is definitely looking interesting, pile 3. And like I said, remember, like, you do not have to receive this person when they are presented to you. This is just what's coming through next as the energy stands today. But definitely let me know if you guys think you know this person. What did you think? Would love to hear your comments down below. Thank you all so much for viewing this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Hey, group 4, if y'all selected the Moonstone with the Wild Unknown Tarot, this will be your reading about your next romantic relationship. We are going to start off by looking at kind of the overall relationship itself, the common themes that you guys are going to be dealing with in this connection. And then the second half of the reading will be more centered around your actual person and getting some descriptors on them. Stay tuned till the end because I'm going to be using this Who, What, Where deck to see if we can get some more specific sort of like qualities and characteristics about this person. So if you guys are interested in that, that'll be at the very end of the reading. We're going to start off here with the relationship itself. Okay, so we have rejection, we have boundaries, we have fifth dimension, ooh, and we have separation. Okay, pile 4, don't click off because, you know, clearly, even though this looks like a relationship that may not go the distance necessarily, we're going to see. We still have a lot more to uncover here. There's clearly a message here that Spirit is wanting you guys to know about whoever this relationship is with, okay? So stick it out with me. Let's explore this together because this looks interesting. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's shuffle some tarot cards so we can get some clarifiers here about the relationship itself. And then we will move into the person. And like I was saying, you know, you guys, this is just like who and the connection is coming toward you next. You guys don't have to receive it if you don't want it, right? Let's see. So for pile 4, tell us about this next romantic relationship coming into their life. So we've got the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups. Bottom deck is the Strength. So the first thing that kind of piques my interest about this relationship, pile number 4, is the 5th dimension here. So I feel like this is almost, when I see 5D, I think of this being a very spiritual connection. I feel like you and this person, whenever you meet one another, or maybe you already know them for some of you, it's like you stay connected to one another in the 5D, meaning that your spirits are still tied in some form or fashion. You are still connected to this person. This could be the type of spiritual connection for some of you where you like do things like astral travel and like you see one another in each other's dreams and things like that. So there is like a spiritual higher vibe element to this relationship in a way. But I think that in the 3D, this relationship is being presented to you to teach you a very valuable lesson in love that you guys are needing to learn here. So the core themes coming through, we have rejection and boundaries. This rejection is actually divine protection. And then we've got boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. So I feel like this person may not end up being the healthiest for you. Either the person's not healthy for you or the relationship itself has an unhealthy dynamic to it for some of you. I'm feeling it's more about the person though, because I'm not seeing technically an unhealthy dynamic being presented to us here. But something about this person is not going to serve you in your highest good ultimately. And I feel like whenever you guys connect with them, you're going to quickly learn that you need to set clear boundaries. And I feel like that's kind of what this relationship is teaching you guys about, is setting clear boundaries and expectations with the people that you date. Okay? We have separation here. So this could be a person you guys have connected with before and are in separation with, or this could just be speaking to the fact that this connection may end up being a short-lived one ultimately, right? Whenever you guys kind of figure this person out, you might decide like it's time for me to end this so I don't get my heart broken, whatever. You guys have 2 number 4s and 2 number 5s here. So the number 4s talk to building foundations, right? Building something stable. And so I feel like that is sort of a core element of this connection that you're being protected from, because I feel like my viewer who's watching this for pile 4 is desiring a connection that's stable, someone that you can grow with, someone that you can build with. You wouldn't be watching this video if that weren't the case, right? If you weren't curious about who this next romantic person could be for you. And so I see with that number 4 coming through here that the issue of foundation and structure and stability is important to you. And this person may not be able to provide that ultimately in the long run, which is why you're being protected from them. 5s also speak to changes and challenges. So I feel like, again, like this connection may feel challenging in the moment, but it's teaching you about how you need to make adjustments when you're dating, how you can make adjustments with connections, specifically around setting boundaries. And this could be something that you guys have struggled with in the past that's awakening for you as you navigate this new relationship with this person. So I see the relationship with this 5 of Cups kind of feeling a bit disappointing to you guys whenever you finally connect with this person. And I'm also seeing here with the 4 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups, it's almost like there could be an issue here of like, when I think of the 4 of Pentacles, I think of one person trying to kind of cling to the other. And with the 4 of Cups, I think of someone that's kind of avoidant and detached, or like kind of just not as interested as they could be, right? I also feel like someone in this connection's a little sneaky with that little rat there, you know, like maybe they're not as honest as they could be. So again, like you guys don't have to receive the relationship when it comes in, but this is just what I'm seeing like coming through next. So let's kind of explore who the person is. If you guys are still interested in seeing that, I'm going to set these guys off to the side and we're going to look at some more descriptors here with some different cards about this person. Let's see who they are. So we've got the message of student, pioneer, deception. Yeah, like I said, somebody is a little shady here. We've got tincture, find the cure, and we've got tumbleweed, native spirit. This person is like, wow, they are definitely like a free spirit. Like their energy is not all bad. You know what I mean? Like I see why you're being protected from this, from going too far. But I also see why you guys might feel drawn to this person initially, because even for me reading their energy, like I feel my curiosity is definitely piqued by this energy. So let's get a few more cards for pile number 4. Tell us more about this person, the next person that they will be in a connection with. So we have the Page of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. Okay, bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Wands. Yeah. You guys, this person is somebody who's coming across as like very much a free spirit. I think that's where that 4 of Cups energy was coming from, that detachment energy that I was picking up on. You know, I feel like this person, they are going to come across as being very curious about you with that Page of Pentacles. They may spy on your social media a lot. They may be like really observant over what you're doing. They may communicate with you, but I feel like it's going to be like a bit sporadic for you. Like I don't see this person as being totally mature and evolved in the way that they actually make moves, if you will. yeah, so this is a curious person. Like they're curious. They want to learn. We have the energy of student here, which is also very like similar energy to that Page of Pentacles. Like this person is somebody who might actually be in school whenever you meet them. Maybe this is like a classmate if you guys are in school, someone that you guys know through school. But either way, it's like they're on this learning journey whenever you guys meet them, whether that's literally through taking school and classes or this is just like a life lesson that they're moving through when you guys meet. But the pioneer energy is very much about like, you know, needing to create things that are new. Being a pioneer, this is about like spearheading something innovative. I feel like this person is very smart. I think they're very intelligent. I think that they have a lot of really unique and innovative ideas with that light bulb energy there. But the shadow aspect of the pioneer is the compulsive need to keep moving on. And with the tumbleweed of the native spirit, it just makes me feel like this person just really likes to be free. And maybe when it comes to dating and relationships, that energy kind of spills over into that area for them because, you know, they may show interest with you at the beginning, but then that Four of Cups turns on and it's like they're not fulfilled. They've got to feel like they need to move on to the next thing. I'm wondering with Find the Cure if this person could be like a med student or something like that, or into practicing medicine or like a doctor or something along those lines. But I also think that like with all this yellow energy that we have here, solar plexus is coming through. This person is just really confident. I think they're going to come across as confident, really intelligent. I think you guys are going to be really drawn to that aspect of them. They may pique your curiosity as well. The King of Swords, the Father of Swords, really tells me that this person has a lot of wisdom. They're very smart, but they're very logical. You know what I mean? Like they're thinking, they're moving through life and moving through this connection more from like their logical brain versus being really connected to their heart. And with that Four of Cups that came through in the previous spread that we did, you guys, like that's sort of like when our heart space is a little shut off, right? Like our heart space is blocked. So this could be something that they're working on whenever you guys connect with them. But then again, we have that Eight of Cups, which is also about leaving. And so I kind of wonder for you guys that are choosing pile 4, because the Eight of Cups, even though this talks about walking away, usually it's temporary, you know? So I do kind of get the impression that if you guys would allow it, this person might be sort of like back in your life later on in time. Maybe whenever you guys meet in the near future, they're just not really at a place where they're ready to settle down clearly and be in a connection, but they may come back into your life later on in another capacity. But again, this is where that message of boundaries comes through, because you all are really being tested here with this relationship to decide, like, would you want to allow somebody back into your life or in a different capacity, or do we need to kind of set those firm parameters so that you can be protecting your energy? Again, like the deception card came through. So like I was saying in the previous spread with that little rat that came up, I think that there's more going on with this person than meets the eye. You know, they could be hiding something from you. I just caught that there's another person here. Like we've got the main arm kind of coming from behind this tree, but then like there's another one there. I don't know if you guys can see that. So there could be like another person that they're connected to, you know, and they just kind of tumbleweed back and forth for some, you know. Yeah. Again, like I said, you guys don't have to receive it. They don't seem all bad though. Like I have to tell you guys, like the yellow energy is feeling really warm and inviting to me. So again, like I could see why you guys might be curious to give this person a try, because they come across very interesting. You know what I mean? Very alluring. Like you guys would have really good conversation with this person. You would talk about a lot of things together. It's just that they don't come across as being really able to settle down. So let's look and see. Let's look at these who, what, where cards and see kind of some more specific description we can get from this. And like I was telling the other groups, maybe one of these may specifically resonate with your person, maybe like 2, maybe all of them. A lot of people view these types of readings, you guys, so it may not necessarily be that every single one of these that comes out describes your person perfectly. So let's just keep that in mind. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it as for fun. All right, one more for our pile. Ooh, that's too many. One more for my pile 4. And then we'll take a look at these. Okay, we'll take these 2 since they both wanted to flip. You guys will just get more. Okay. So we have has a unique smile. Already knows who you are. Lots of familiar connections coming through. We have has blue eyes. Communicating their feelings comes easy for them. Yeah, I can see that with that air energy, that King of Swords. I feel like this person likes to talk. Okay. We have your paths will cross after you make a final decision. That's interesting, right? Because you guys have that separation. So maybe this was talking about like you guys having been in separation from this person for a while. But it seems like after you make a prominent decision in your life, you're going to meet this person. We also have has been in your proximity at least once in the last 6 months. So even if you guys don't like really know this person in depth, this is definitely someone that's in your space. They're in your energy field and they know who you are. So let me know, pile 4. This is definitely interesting. You'll have to let me know kind of how it resonates with you and what you think. If you guys do encounter this person, do you feel like you would give them a chance, or would you maybe like pass it up and go on to the next? Drop me a comment and let me know. And if you guys made it till the end, thank you so much for viewing this reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.